I am headed to the auction right now, and it's called USS Nagoya Auction House, and it is basically one of the largest auction houses in Japan. And in this video, I like to give you an information and share my knowledge about the auctions in Japan, the process of auctions, how you can buy car from the auction, and how you can read the auction sheets, and pretty much everything you need to know about auctions in Japan. So I just arrived at USS Nagoya Auction House, and before I enter the auction house, I like to show you something, and which is this card right here. And this is basically the membership ID card, and only Japanese dealership companies can become the full-fledged member of the auction house. And if you're a member, you can basically you get to have a special parking lot, you get to have a special access to a lot of places that most people are not allowed to enter. And of course you can bid on the car at the auction house itself, which I'll be showing you in a bit. And you also get free lunch, free treat, and a lot of other things basically only dealers get to enjoy. This is a fabulous place actually. I love this auction house myself, and in this video I'll be showing a lot of it. Basically at the auction house there are several towers, and some of them are 4-story, some of them are 6-7-story, huge parking lots, and they are full of cars. And each auction house in Japan is basically organized once in a week, and in the case of USS Nagoya, it's organized only on Fridays, and rest of the day basically people get to bring their cars for the auction, registered with the auction system, and people who bid and win the cars, you get to have their car basically taken out from the auction house. And in this auction house itself, there are thousands, maybe tens of thousands of cars auctioned on Fridays, every Friday. It's a huge in Japan, and we will be checking out a few things here. Here we are at the main floor of the auction house here, and in this floor basically there are nice cafes over there, there's a restaurant, there's a canteen over there, and there are rest places, some of the places that you can even take a nap. There are massages here. There are spots where basically for Muslims there are prayer rooms here. So it's a pretty awesome basically auction house, and it has all the conveniences for all the Japanese dealerships and dealers who are the members of the auction house. And here I like you to pay attention to this room basically, and this is the main room where all the actions take place. So let's check it out. I am at the main room of the auction house right now, and this is basically the place where dealers, hundreds of dealers from all over Japan, or mostly the Nagoya area, they come here to bid on the cars that they want to get from the auctions. There are hundreds of PCs here where you can come and place a bid on the cars that you want to bid. And as you can see, all of them are here, are registered Japanese dealership members who come here to bid on the cars that they want to basically purchase from the auction house. And if you pay attention to that screen, there are different screens, right? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So basically there are 10 different screens over there, as you can see. And each screen, basically in each screen there's a car being auctioned, and each screen has up to 5 seconds for one car to be auctioned. So it's super fast, and as you can see, in every second a couple of cars being auctioned here at this auction house, which is crazy if you think about it, how many cars being auctioned here and how huge auction houses can be in Japan. So you can see. Whoa, there you go. Here's my great friend. I gotta get you here. A little bit introduction of yourself. Hey, I'm making a YouTube video basically. Here. So he is basically a great friend of mine, He's from Australia, and he bids for the cars at this auction house as well. As you can see, it was just coincidence me meeting him here. But oh, here's my another great friend over there. He's Mukhlis as well. Although you can see many people bidding for the cars here, actually there are two ways most dealers in Japan bid for cars. One of the way is to come to the auction house, where you basically get the key of the car as well and check the car before bidding. And the other way, which I usually do as well many times, is to simply bid through internet at your office. If you are a member of auction house, basically what you get is you also get special USD, which basically gives you an access for the auction system online, meaning that you can check the auction report and bid for the cars basically sitting at your home, at your office, as long as you have an access for an internet. I am looking for an open seat where I can log in and see whether... Oh, there you go. Thank you very much, brother. This one is open? Oh, that one? Okay, perfect. Whenever I come to the auction house, it is usually super hard to find a seat that is open. Even this one that our good friend here pointed us out that there's open, somebody left the bag here, meaning that, and the jacket, meaning that I can probably sit here. But basically, if the PC is open, it has a blue screen like this. And if it is reserved, it has a screen just like over there. It says reserved seats. And you can reserve a seat up to 5 minutes actually at this house. Where are you from, brother?
I'm from Pakistan.
Pakistan. Awesome. So you export cars to Pakistan? I see. Awesome. Nice to meet you, sir. Good luck. Thank you. So basically, what else you might notice here is that we have people from all over the world, just like the guy over there from Pakistan who is bidding on the cars. And those people, of course, have either a company that is registered as a dealership in Japan, or they are here with another Japanese dealership which has an auction access that they get to bid on the car. But again, a lot of exporters here, and they come here to bid on the cars. As you can see, this one is also again open, but they leave their stuff so that maybe they're out for lunch or a break, so that somebody like me who is looking for a seat won't sit on their seat. This is a little bit crappy, to be honest with you, because I cannot find myself a seat unless somebody... Okay, this guy just left, as you can see, and this seat right now is open for me. So let me sit down and show you how everything else works here. So I just got my seat right now, and what I'd like to explain to you right now is basically how to find cars that you want to bid at the auction house and how you can basically get to the access. Again, for me to be able to log into this PC over there, I need to use my magic card right there, and I have to touch this IC chip over there, and as you can see, I got access to bid on 10 windows here. There are in general 202 auction houses in Japan, and a lot of them again are a lot more smaller than this one. But whenever I bid on the cars, if I see cars from the auctions, what I like to look at is the auction house that starts with USS. There's about maybe 10 USS auction houses, and USS auction houses, basically USS Nagoya, USS Tokyo, USS Yokohama, USS Osaka, USS Kobe. Auction houses like this, they are the most reputed and they are the best auction houses. We have big basically yards. They have a lot of resources. Their evaluation on the cars is very strict, and they are mostly very much accurate. And I don't buy cars that most of the time, again, if it's not coming from USS auction house, the ones that I tell you. And other type of auction houses, for example, I give you an example of. There are auction houses called, for example, JU Aichi or JU whatever, JU Tokyo, JU Kobe. I mean, those auction houses are not strict that much. Basically, the car that is grade 3 in USS Nagoya, for example, can end up being grade 4 at JU or other auction houses, which do not start with USS at the beginning, and they're not that strict again, and they try to give a little bit higher grade for the cars, which is something that I hate, honestly, and therefore I don't buy cars from there. So now what I want to do is basically I want to find a car that I want to basically have a look before I bid. And to do that, I have to press this button right there. And of course, I have to press this button. This basically means the number of a car that I'm looking for. And each car gets a number at the auction house. For example, if you notice that one, the car number is 5389. But the one that I'm looking for is a car with a number of 3636. And let's check it out. There you go. Now, this car, as you can see, the auction for this car starts at 1443, and right now it's 1416 maybe, right? So in about 30 minutes, the auction will start for this car. And as you can see, this one is basically, it says 4,680,000 yen is the starting price for the car. And the location of this car is called the Jumbo Tower, which is, says Jumbo in Japanese, 5th floor, section 3. And in a bit later, I will basically go over to inspect that particular car at the auction house at the Jumbo Tower. But before me to do that, let me show you from, let's say either from from the office or from here, what kind of information does the auction system provides me here on my window. So as you can see, I get anytime and I basically log into my auction system, I get to see several pictures of a car, like this, for example. Here we go. From this angle, or from this angle, oops, there we go, or from inside, like one picture like this, basically, or at the back seat as well, like this. But for me, the most important picture at this place is this one right there. This is, guys, is called an auction sheet right there. An auction sheet basically gives you all the information that you need to know about the auction, the car being auctioned. And it's an inspection report done by professional car inspectors at the auction house. So, what kind of information I can get from this auction sheet? The car is located at the lot. The car number is, of course, 3636. This is the car number that's being auctioned at the auction house today. And what else can I get? It's a year 12 in Japan. The year 12 means basically, it's a Heisei 12, it means basically. And it's the year of the emperor being on the realm in Japan. It's a 12th year. So, it's month 3. Year 12 means basically year 2000 in our, Western year. And this is, of course, March. So this car is manufactured in March 2000. And again, it says Nissan Skyline GTR. And here, the model of the car is basically, of course, twin turbo. Of course, the GTRs are twin turbo. And it's a spec edition, 4-wheel drive. And another very important section of the auction is this one. This is basically overall grade of the car. And auction systems gives the grades of R for repaired or damaged, and once what the damage was done, repaired cars, or RA. RA basically stands for repaired but acceptable. It means a light accident on the car. And again, after that, you have 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5 grades. 5 standing for the exceptionally clean, very, very good condition, maybe brand new. Brand new is always usually 5. And 1 being very basically low grade, right? But again, this auction house, USS Nagoya, is pretty strict. And this auction house being strict, they gave a very strict evaluation, and they gave 4 grade for this car. And if you think about it, it's already 18 years old car, and grade 4, that means it's very well maintained already. And interior, we have A, B, C, D, F basically. And A being almost brand new condition or brand new. B meaning that it's a very good condition, very well maintained condition. But again, it's not brand new still. But again, this car getting overall grade of 4 and interior B is pretty good. It means, you know, it's a pretty good condition car. So a few other things that you can focus. This is a Shakin. It's also GCI, and this car has a GCI of until the year 31 and 4th month, right? So I mean, year 31 basically means year 2019 for. So it has a Shaken GCI registered in Japan until April 2019, and the mileage of the car is 103,155 kilometers. And this S here basically means that it's a true mileage. It's not genuine because the cluster of the car has been changed once. But why there is S here means that basically the cluster changed, but there's a document available by Nissan at what mileage the cluster changed. Probably cluster was changed to Nismo cluster, and but it has since it has a document, it has a true mileage of 103,000 kilometers for this car. Now, other things that you want to pay attention to. This is basically the color of the car. It says Shiro. It means white in Japanese. The code of the color. It's again 6-speed. Air conditioner works. A couple of other things. The important part is here. Basically, this is a good points of the car. Selling points. It has a one owner. That means since the car was brand new, it had only one owner. And it also has a Nismo 320 kilometer meter. Again, just like I told you earlier, it has a Nismo cluster. Therefore, it has a document as well and true mileage. It also comes with aero parts. Aero parts, as you can see, basically from the picture, it has aero parts as well. And it has a few other, as you can see, the stars here, points. But I wanna move on because we are losing time. Again, this one is a chassis number of the car. Here, other good points of the car. So since the car was manufactured, as you can see, it has all the auction sheet reports, year 12, year 14, and all of them, as you can see. This one means that the Kirokubo is available. Kirokubo means maintenance notes, books, and everything else about the car is available. Now, one thing I like to avoid, or I like to pay very, very close attention when I'm purchasing a car at the auction is this part. This is a scary part. And again, sometimes it can have a super minor stuff, but sometimes it can be serious stuff that you want to pay attention to. And here, basically, it says a little bit of a scratch here and there. It says this one is shitamawari sabi. That means in English it means underbody of the car has a little bit of a rust. I mean, it has a little bit of a rust, which is not good. But again, shitamawari sabi itself is a little bit of rust. Maybe it's possible for 18-year-old car. What I want to avoid is the shitamawari sabi sugi, or like too much rust, or shitamawari like fushoku. Fushoku in Japanese means there was so much rust that a hole appeared under the part and somewhere in the car, which is super bad for the car. And I immediately skip that car whenever it says that there is a too much rust, or there's a hole because of rust, or fushoku it means here, right? But other parts, so it says inside the room, a little bit of dirt on the seat, which is perfectly fine. If you clean it, it goes off, you know. It's a few other points, a little bit of a scratch here. It says there is a scratch here, but if you look at the picture as well, it also describes the car here, as you can see, is relatively clean, and 2 X-Men sets have been replaced. So the right side panel of this car was replaced. But again, if you notice, this is, if it had a little bit of repair, or if it had a little bit of a hit on this one, this would be R here, or RA. Since it's grade 4, that means it was not accident. It was just replaced, this part. I don't know why, basically, but you have to find out. And as you can see here, there's also a little bit of it says a little bit of a screen, I mean the crack or something on the window, which we will have to check it out before we can purchase or bid on that car. So this is basically the overall information that you can find out from the auction sheet, and this is fairly accurate. This is a very, very, actually, I mean, it tends to be usually very accurate and very good. But again, whenever I bid on the cars at the auction, as long as the auction house is closer to me, I like to go there in person and check that car out myself. So in a bit later, I will be showing you this car at the auction house, and you'll be checking out the condition of the car, which, as you see, it's supposed to be 4 and B, and you will get to see what kind of car that they give a grade 4 and B interior on that car. This video is becoming too long already, unfortunately, because there's so much that I want to talk about this auction house and everything else. But that was pretty much it for this video. And if you would like to know the real condition of the car that I'm about to go and check out right now, please watch my next video, which I'm going to upload right after this video. And in that video, I'll be inspecting car, checking out, test driving that car, and I'll give my honest opinion of the car's condition and what I think is worth it. So see you in the next video. Cheers.